Thank you, Chair. Mr. Anthony, the Auditor General found that GC Strategies was involved in the development of a contract from the Government of Canada valued at $25 million that your firm received in May of 2022. Now, I know you've tried to build a bit of a firewall between your contracts and Mr. Firth's contracts in saying that they are separate. But it is my understanding in your role as the Chief Security Officer that you provide him with support when it comes to security assessments. Is that correct?
With regards to security assessments?
Yes.
Yes.
So in setting the criteria for the contracts for GCs, that GC Strategies ultimately won, did you provide any advice to Mr. Firth on the security requirements for that contract?
No.
Why not? If that's your role at GC Strategies, why would you not have provided him with any advice on that?
I was not asked.
So you only provide advice when you're asked? It's not a given that in your role as the Chief Security Officer, you would be providing that support?
Yes, I only give knowledge when asked.
As a 50-50 partner, do you receive 50% of the commission that is earned on Mr. Firth's contracts?
At GC Strategies, we share in the profits, yes.
Share in the profits, but not in providing advice when it's actually your job to do so. Okay, I get that. I guess maybe I don't. In your role, you would identify resources, vet them, and then notify Mr. Firth on the eligibility of the subcontractors. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would Mr. Firth ever ask you to change anything?
No.
Would you ever notify him of any discrepancies or any wrongdoing?
Absolutely.
Did you have to in the past?
Never.
Okay. Would he ever ask you to overlook anything?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to refer to the Auditor General's report. That's the one that you and Mr. Firth are disputing, but you have admitted you haven't read yet. And I'm turning to page 18. And in the Auditor General's report, she identifies some issues with security clearance and some task authorizations for GC Strategies. And I'll just quote it for you. The Canada Border Services Agency issued 2 task authorizations for cybersecurity assessments of the application under 2 of the GC Strategies contracts valued at approximately $743,000. The task authorizations required that the resources have a reliability security status. And what the Auditor General found is that security assessments were completed for ArriveCan in a pre-development environment by subcontractors under GC Strategies. However, they found that some resources that were involved in the security assessments were not identified in the task authorizations and did not receive security clearance. In addition, the agency received invoices for resources listed on the task authorizations. However, it was unable to provide any supporting documentation to confirm that work related to the security assessments was performed by 4 of the 5 resources listed. Wouldn't that be part of your job?
All of the resources that we provided under those contracts had security clearance.
So you're once again disputing the Auditor General's report in regards to what she found.
What I can tell you is that all GC Strategies resources that worked on the contract had security clearance.
So, again, the Auditor General found that the agency was unable to provide any supporting documentation to confirm that work related to the security assessments was performed by 4 out of the 5 resources listed. So that's a pretty high percentage of no documentation to confirm that security assessments were conducted. I would suggest, sir, that you read the Auditor General's report before you actually dispute what's in it, and that perhaps, again, as a director or a 50-50 partner in this company, you would seek to understand some of the allegations that are being levied against your company. Thank you.
Thanks, Mrs. Block. We'll go to you. Sorry, we're out of time for a response, sir. But I'm sure we'll get back to another intervention.